show. It's R&R, real, recognized and real. Welcome to the show. It's R&R, real, recognized and real. Welcome to the show. It's R&R, real, recognized and real. Welcome to the show. It's R&R, real, recognized and real. Welcome to the show. It's R&R, real, recognized and real. Welcome to the show. It's R&R, real, recognized and real. Welcome to the show. It's R&R, real, recognized and real. Welcome to the show. It's R&R, real, recognized and real. Welcome to the show. It's R&R, real, recognized and real. Welcome to the show. It's R&R, real, recognized and real.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for another opportunity, another week of R Live Jamm Session presents, Father God, where you allow us to be a blessing to your children and our brothers and sisters, Father. We ask that you carry on this show all through it the way you would like it to be. Bless who it is that you would want to be blessed, Father God. And I ask that you anoint every single person that is going to be on this platform today and raise their abilities and their talents and their gifts to the highest heights of their potential. In the mighty name of your son, Christ Jesus, we also want to pray a special prayer for Mary Dean, and that everything is going to turn out the way you would have it to turn out. In the mighty name of your son, Christ Jesus. Amen. What's up, y'all? How you doing? This is R Live Jamm Session. I am Thatguy Rcurtis, and this edition of R Live Jamm Session Presents is going to be somewhat of a special one. This is where you get to find out who I am, where I came from, what motivated me to bring the show about, what motivates me to stay in this music thing for as long as I have. Before I get to going, I want to let you guys know that this is the last week of our shows for American, Asian, and Pacific Islander Month. And as of tomorrow, Thursday, baseball starts. High school baseball. There you go. So we are just really, really blessed to have this platform. I want to give a shout out to Rainier Avenue Radio World. And a special shout out to the man that makes it happen every single week. They call him D Money. He's got man, forgive me, man. Juice. Let him know. Put the thing up there. Fresh juice. There you go. He's got fresh juice. I believe it's in the evening. But make sure you follow him, man. He makes sure that the sound is right. He makes sure that the signal's right. He makes sure that I look okay and I sound even better. So shout out to D Money. I call him D. Y'all just make sure you follow Fresh Juice. All right. What else have I got, man? I want you guys to send a special prayer out to Mary Dean. She was supposed to be the guest this week. Unfortunately, she had some unfortunate issues pop up. And so we just pray that everything is all good with her and we'll have her on another time. Well, I'm actually honored that this person is actually going to be the one to ask the questions for y'all. And if you have some, go ahead and tap them in. It's all good. I'm open like 7-Eleven, 8 days a week. You know, I'm talking about 25 hours a day. So let's go. I ain't tripping. I ain't scared. Ask whatever you want to ask. Yeah, I'm really 6'3". No, I'm just joking. Anyway, yeah, so without further ado, I want to introduce y'all to, and no, she's not going to be on the camera. She's a behind the scene. So this is my little homie. We just going to call her Sonia.
Well, hello, that guy, R Curtis. How you doing today?
You know what? If I was doing any better, I'd have to be duplicated. You know what I'm talking about? Just sipping on my lean. No, I'm just joking. That's not lean. I'm just
All right. You ready to get it started?
Yeah. I guess so.
You got that red cup. Better be some water.
Nah.
You're
It's
thirsty, huh?
Jesus made the wine, so I'm drinking wine.
Oh goodness, it is all good.
Yeah.
So we the people, we want to know now, where are you from originally?
I'm originally from Seattle, Washington, believe it or not. Born at the base, Fort Lewis.
Okay. All righty. Did you ever live in any other places?
I did. My mom decided to move down to Los Angeles, California. I was down there from 6th grade to I think 8th grade. And then we finally came back home. A funny story about that is I used to dream about being back home and wake up there and be hot as a firecracker. Like, cause I hated it. It was just too violent for a kid. But we made it. So there it is. Los Angeles, Crowley.
Oh wow, I
Yeah.
understand. So I have another question for you. How did you
hmm
come up with the name That Guy R Curtis?
Interesting that you would ask me that. It's pretty simple, actually. It's kind of hard to forget that guy. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to forget that guy. And if you say, for instance, my music did make it into the record stores or online and whatnot, they'd be like, hey, man, you know that guy? Oh yeah, I know that guy. You know how they be? Oh, that guy. Who you talking about? No, that
Yeah,
guy, R
yeah.
Curtis. You feel me? So I just wanted to come up with something simple, and that's where I landed. That guy, R Curtis. Matter of fact, when I have a band, it's gonna be called That Guy. That guy, Michael. That guy, David. That guy, Sam. Whatever. So it's just easy. I think it was just easy for people to remember. So that way you stay on their
Okay.
mind.
All right, That Guy R Curtis. Okay, so we want to know, what are some of your God-given gifts and talents that you have?
Well, I sing, I write, I can write poetry, um, I can play an instrument, play by ear. So I'm not classically trained on any instruments. But I have an ear that if I hear something, then I can play it. Or if there's some melody going on in my head, then I can write music to it, write some lyrics to it. So that right there. And I think another thing that's real important that's gotten me as far as with R Live Jam Session is that I know how to enjoy people, appreciate people, respect people. And so therefore, they kind of gravitate to me, and then I'm able to ask them to be on the show. Hence my researcher yourself. Because I remember, quick story, you guys. I remember we were at the Blue Note. Shout out Blue Note, the
Oh
Quintons,
Lord.
right? And they had a open mic. Goodie Bag was the band, and Sonia got up there and she did her spoken word piece. And I could tell she's just a little bit timid, but she still got it out there and she delivered it. And I enjoyed the piece. And so I made sure I said, hey, that was nice or whatever. And I guess just that kind gesture just made her just want to call me every holiday and, hey, how you doing? I hope everything's good. You know what I'm saying? And so that's how this friendship and relationship began. I mean, one of the most genuine people you'll ever meet. And I know it's not about you, but I just want people to know that there are real good spirited, cool, genuine people out there, because mine is the researcher that I have. And so I thank God for her. And I think that's due to the gifts of Gab and like I said, appreciating people for who they are.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
So one of the viewers wanted to know, how has music inspired you?
How has music inspired me?
Yeah.
That's a pretty good question. Music music has inspired me to just never stop. I think if I didn't have music, there's no telling where I would be. From the time I remember, being at the house and using combs and brushes to beat on chairs, and what I'm saying, then I got congas and I'm beating on those, and we had a piano and I'm playing on that, and Dad had bands in the basement. And so every single time they leave from rehearsal, I knew it was forbidden, but so what? I'm gonna get on the drums and try to mimic what the drummer was playing. From being in the mirror after seeing Michael Jackson, look, I'm telling my age. Anyway, seeing the Jackson 5 sing on American Bandstand, and I go down in the basement, we had a mirror, and I get in the mirror with a comb like I'm singing, and I got an audience, and and I get doing my show, and I be thank you, and they be, and I'm doing that. So music, I think music has inspired me to just to survive and to appreciate, just having that gift given to me. And so it really just inspires me to just keep going. If I didn't have music, I'd probably be in prison or something, or dead, because there's something wrong with me up here sometimes.
Uh-oh. Well, we glad you're out and about. Okay, now you talked about performing with the brush and the comb. Do you remember the first time you ever, performed before a live audience?
I do. Now, I know I said I hated Los Angeles, California, but that was the very first band that I was ever in. I remember I went to Fauché Junior High School, and it was lunchtime, and they were having like auditions for the band. And I was outside, and I was listening, and I knocked on the door. I just got the courage up to knock on the door, and I went in there for the for the audition. Now, bear in mind, I was always, I grew up in church and whatnot, but I didn't sing like in the band because I was always shy, didn't really have that confidence. So anyway, but I used to hear people. So it was always a vibrato. The song was "The Sun Is Here" by Sun. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but I remember my audition. I remember the music was playing, and it came on, and I was like, "They come in numbers to fill the groove." And afterwards, they was like, "I got it." But the drummer was like, his name was Dwayne. And he said, "Hey, man, you sound good, man. But I can tell that, you listen to church, you listen to gospel singers a lot, but you have a little bit too much vibrato, man. So just kind of bring it down." I remember that. But that was, I sounded like Jim Neighbors or something. "They come in numbers." But my tone was there. And so, you know who Jim Neighbors is?
Oh my goodness, no,
Gomer
but I can
Pyle.
Google it though, but I'm just enjoying this right now.
But yeah. So that was my first time, and so we did La Chic, C'est Chic, and what
Yeah.
else did we do? Yeah, but it was cool, and then at that time they even had dance moves, and so I got kicked out the band because I didn't know how to sing and dance at the same time. So, I'm
Oh.
focusing on, what I'm saying? I'm focusing trying to remember the song and the lyrics, and they're like, "Man, come on, you gotta do the dance and then the singing." I'm like, "Man, you guys, I didn't sign up for this." No, I didn't say that, but it was tough. It was tough. So, I mean, I think I was in 7th or 8th grade. And so, yeah, that was my first interaction with being in a band. And I remember it like it was yesterday.
So tell me, now when you look back at it now, do you feel like the dance moves were pretty easy, or were they kind of challenging back then?
They was challenging then, and they would be challenging right now. They
There wasn't no
wanted to
two-step or
spin
anything?
the whole thing. They trying to spin around, put your arms in the air. I'm trying to sing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they be challenging right, especially right now. They be challenging. That's why I just got my own groove, man. I ain't in no band. If I am, it's my band. So y'all do what I say, dude.
Oh my goodness. So, I mean, when you performed in that band before you got kicked out, did you feel nervous or were you excited? I mean, what was that? What was that feeling
Ma-
like for you?
Man, yes, I was nervous. I think that's why I couldn't get the singing and the dancing. Anytime I'm on stage, note to everybody, anytime I'm on stage, even to this day, I am nervous. I am nervous because I think it's because I'm so hard on myself. Um, it's like my worst performance is the one that everybody compliments. That is so weird to me. sometimes, because sometimes I can hit like high notes or whatever and do some runs or whatever. And sometimes I get in my head or my voice, I don't feel like it's up to par. So I try to sing under the voice so that I don't crack. And when I do that, that's when people say, "Oh man, that was great." And I'm like, "What were you listening to?" But I guess it's kind of like, the national recording artists when they say, "Yeah, I did this song, but I didn't really think it was going to do anything, and it turns out it's platinum." So I guess that's what that's like. But yeah, I'm always nervous every single time. Only time I'm not nervous is when I'm doing R&R, and I think that's because I started off with prayer.
Oh wow. I mean, for
Yeah.
me, every time I've seen you perform, you always seem so, so confident, and it's like you draw the crowd in with your energy, and you get people to participate. I'd be like, look at him go.
Well, thank you.
I
I
mean, you create
appreciate that.
a wonderful experience for your audience. So, I mean, it's a great feeling.
I
I
feel
wouldn't be
like
able to
it's
tell if you were nervous or not.
right. Well, at that time I'm performing. You know what I mean? When like back, as a teenager, I was in this rap group, and we could talk about that later. But I was always taught to not look at anybody in the audience, but look over their heads, and then now they think that you're looking at everybody, and so that helps me. And then performing is, you're nervous, but you're still, you have a responsibility. And I feed off the energy of the crowd. So if the crowd is feeling it, then I'm feeling it, and I'm feeling like, okay, I must be doing okay. So then I try to do a little bit more and a little bit more. And I think it's important that if you have to get the crowd involved, because if you don't, they might get bored. They get bored, and then you're booed off the stage, and it's not a good look.
I understand that. I think it's really good. I mean, it's funny you say that because for me, I feel like even when I used to go to the Blue Note, I always like to try and make eye contact with some of the audience members or what have you. And I just
Mm,
kind of gaze around the room, not look at anyone's face too long.
right,
Look down at
right.
my nose, look up, look around.
That's funny. That's funny. Yeah.
You know,
So,
but you say
uh,
nope. When I perform, I look over their heads.
look over. There's another thing they say. They say try to imagine everybody in the audience naked. I ain't never did that one.
Hmm.
Because yeah, there might be somebody out there naked. Whoa, hold on now. So I
And
can't
that's
do
just
that
not blind.
one. Show's over. Hey you. No, I'm joking.
But so you mentioned when you was a teenager, you was in the group, and this group was called Emerald Street Boys. Can you tell us how it was formed?
Let's see. How can I shorten the story? Basically,
Uh-oh.
Ed Ed Sugar Bear Wells, may he rest in peace. He passed away a couple years ago. He was the innovator of the group. He was the brains of the group. He was before his time. Um, but anyway, I thought I rapped, and there was these cats, some friends of mine before I met Ed, Alphonse Denson, Stover Davis, David Robinson, and Ray Sanders, and his brother Richard Sanders, and we formed this group, and we thought we were filthy. We called the Funkatizers, and I'm thinking that this is rapping. We are the Funkatizers, right? And here's the rapping part: funk, 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 right? So fast forward,
Mhm.
I'm at a track meet. All these guys is talking about, oh, Ed Wells, oh yeah, he's a rapper, right? And so I'm, come on, man, let's see what you're working with, right? So I go over there, and they're like, yeah, yeah. So we rapping against each other. So I come with, we are the Funkatizers. And he looked at me like, what is that? And he just started spitting, and I was like, ooh, I want to learn how to do that. Right. And so we got together, and he actually gave me a rap. He gave me a rap. Um, and he gave me the name. My name was Sweet J because my last name is Jamerson. And so it was Sweet J, and he gave me the name, and he gave me a rap. And I forget how it went, but anyways, Long story short, then he met James and him, James Croon, Captain Crunch, and him were the Terrible Two in this play. And I think I was in the play too, but then I left the play. I had issues when I was a kid. I was just kind of like, I don't know, just I didn't like to be told what to do, so to speak. I didn't want to hear you talking about do this, do that, even if it's a play. I didn't have respect for the craft back then. I was just a kid having fun. And so anyway, it was a play called Street Life. It was Sneeko Productions. Steve Sneed and Rico Brimbury did it. Anyways, so it was a play. I got out to play. They stayed in the play. Then it was like Ed called me. He's like, "Okay, man, we're gonna form this group, and James Croon's gonna be in it, blah blah blah." So we get together. I was like, "Okay, whatever." So we come together and we think of a name. And then first it was gonna be the Emerald City Boys. Then it was like, since we get parties on 31st and how whatever we on the streets, whatever, it's the Emerald Street Boys. So we came with that, and that's how the band was formed. Now there's probably going to be a few different versions of the story. I shortened it, but that's what I remember. So then we became a group and made history.
Okay, now while y'all were performing in that group, did anyone ever forget their lines? And maybe someone stepped in to cover up during the show?
Look, I can't say that we forgot our lines, but there again, Mr. Can't Rap and Dance. Yeah, I forgot my dance steps. I forgot my dance steps a couple times, because back then it was called bopping. We was bopping and rapping at the same time. And, we'd be practicing. And like I said, I just didn't have focus. I really had no respect for what I was doing, but I really enjoyed it as a kid. I think if I had respect for it and appreciated it the way I should have, I probably would have gotten a lot farther. But I think, everything is for a reason, but there's also time in the season. So ain't no telling what would have happened. But yeah, I was the one that always messed up on my dance steps. Yes.
I would just say, man, just do 2 step right there. Just play it off.
Can't do it. Look, we bopping and everything, man. I'm sea walking, and I mean, it's just yeah. And we on stage, and I forget my dance steps, but then I catch up. You know what I'm saying? So nobody know, because I also was taught that you don't never let them see. Don't never let them see you sweat. You might make a mistake on stage, but nobody knows except for you.
Oh, that's good though. Now, do you ever miss from performing with the group?
You know what? That was so long ago. However, I think at age 40 something, we got together again for Cool Out 19. Shout out to Giorgio and Cool Out Television Network. And we actually rapped again. We actually put a song out and everything. And it was based on a song that I wrote probably maybe 10 years ago called When Folks Was Real. I think we changed the name. But anyway, it was a song I wrote about being from Seattle, and they heard it, and then we incorporated that into a rap. But yeah, we were like 40 plus years old, and we actually performed on stage. You can actually look that up, the Emerald Street Boys performing at Cool Out 19. And they were just dope. I mean, it was dope doing that again, just to know that we can still do it, and we still had the whole thing down. There was no dance steps, but we was just rapping. We're gonna have to take a quick little short pause, a little short break, station break, and then we'll come back and you can terrorize me some more. This is Thatguy Rcurtis on our live jam session. Sonia is letting y'all know what's really going on with Thatguy Rcurtis. We'll see y'all in a few. All right.
This is Paul Pearson, host of Star Time. And when I'm not using my GPS to navigate the land of 1,000 dances, I'm listening to Rainier Avenue Radio .world.
Country Doctor and Carolyn Downs Community Health Centers want you to protect yourself and your loved ones by offering free Moderna or Johnson & Johnson vaccinations. If you are 18 years of age or older, come down on Wednesdays from 1 to 4 p.m. to the McKinney Center, 2120 South Jackson Street, for your vaccination. You don't need an appointment or ID or insurance. For information, call 206-709-7198. This message brought to you by Country Doctor, Carolyn Downs Community Health Centers, and as a public service by Rainier Avenue Radio .world.
What's on your heart? Are you exhausted at the lack of progress for people of color in business, politics, and life? This is Cindy Bright, the host of Heartbeat Radio. Each week, we explore this heart condition of the country that is affecting you and me. We have real conversations about what's necessary for change. It's time to change this dialogue. Will you join this Heartbeat weekly, Wednesdays at 7 p.m. on Rainier Avenue Radio?
Tune in to Real Estate and Money every Tuesday afternoon from 2:30 to 3 here on Rainier Avenue Radio .world. Join your hosts Violetta Strash with John L. Scott Kent North and Tina Lombard, who is a mortgage loan originator with Cardinal Financial. They'll help you navigate the waters of our volatile real estate market and offer you some guidance on how to make your hard-earned money work to make your dreams come true. Learn about current trends, get tips on financial matters, and have fun, interactive discussions about your home inside and out. That's Real Estate and Money.
This week's Rainier Avenue Radio Metro League Basketball Student Athlete of the Week is Cleveland Eagles senior Parker Bowman.
Finds Bowman. Bowman loses the ball, gets it back. 6 seconds on the clock. Bowman puts up a three. It's good! It's good for Bowman. A big basket there from Parker Bowman to tie this game up. We're going into overtime.
Parker led his team in scoring, including a buzzer-beating deep three-point shot with no time left on the clock to tie the score and force the game into overtime against Lincoln. Bowman's bucket gave the Eagles the momentum they needed to close out the game with a win in overtime. Congratulations to this week's Rainier Avenue Radio Metro League Student Athlete of the Week in basketball, Cleveland Eagles senior Parker Bowman.
You know you can't get enough of Rainier Avenue Radio .world.
Hey, we're back. We're back. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna go ahead and introduce someone all the way from the UK. We're going to bring in Patrick Kearns. You there, Patrick?
I'm here, man. What's going on, Kearns?
Hey. Everything's beautiful. Everything's beautiful, man. I hope everything's well with you, man. I want you to let the folks know what this song we're about to hear, man. Go ahead and introduce it for us.
No, for sure. No problem. So what's going on, guys? My name's Patrick Kearns. I'm an independent R&B music artist from London, UK, and the song that you're about to hear is my first ever single, Hideaway. It's my first ever single. I saved up money from part-time jobs to be able to write and produce this and get it out there and everything, so it's a real special thing to me. I released it a year ago, and it's blown up on Clubhouse now, so I'm kind of like on the comeback with it and everything, so I'm just like, can't wait for my journey to continue. So I hope you guys like the song. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys. Ooh, yeah. Girl, tell me where you at so I can come your way. Wanna pick you up, and girl, I've heard you've been hanging around the same old clubs, waiting for me, wait for me. I know you're having fun with your friends, but I can't wait to get you to myself. When you're riding all alone with me, 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 We can find a hideaway. When I roll up to the spot, I'll be your getaway. And no, we will never stop. Why don't you ride with me? We got the night in our hands. You know I love watching you dance. So turn up the radio and dance. So I know you're having fun with your friends, but I can't wait to get you to myself. When you're riding all alone with me, when you're riding all alone with me, we can find a hideaway. When you're riding all alone with me, we can find a hideaway. And I know that you wanna ride alone, never needing no one else to hold you close. But let's go to a place nobody knows. I could be the kind of guy you need, kind of guy you need. When you're riding all alone with me, alone with me. When you're riding all alone with me, alone with me. When you're riding all alone with me, we can find a hideaway. When you're riding all alone with me, we can find a hideaway. When you're riding all alone with me, alone with me. When you're riding all alone.
Patrick Kearns, all the way from the UK with Hideaway, man. He got a nice voice. He's got a nice groove, man. So thanks again, Patrick, for allowing us to and honoring us with playing your song on the show. Okay, is the interrogator still there?
Yes, I am. All right, so the next question that I have for you is, what motivated you to create R Live Jamm Sessions Presents?
COVID-19. Hey, Bandit. She says she loves Patrick Kearns. That's cool. COVID-19 did it. So used to going and seeing bands on stage and also being, a performer on stage. And at that time that the mandate started, we couldn't do anything, and there was no opportunity to be on stage. I was like, I have to figure something out. And so what I created at first, R Live Jam Session, was actually myself, R Curtis, or Thatguy Rcurtis, and also Reggie Mark. I played the drums and I sang. Reggie played the guitar and bass, and he sang. And we did that for maybe a couple months, and then Reggie decided he needed to go and do his project. So after that, I was like, oh, shoot, what am I going to do? I tried to get another musician. Well, it's kind of hard to get another musician, especially with, COVID. Everybody is kind of spooked. So I decided, okay, well, then maybe I'll just talk to some people, because I wanted to bring the musicians and the fans together so that they didn't miss each other as much as they would if they didn't have that platform. So what I did, I used my Bluetooth, I used my phone, and I just tried to do it myself. So I was trying to be on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook Live all at the same time. Sometimes it would work, sometimes it would just be Facebook Live. Then I went to have a conversation with Tony Benton, who is the director of Rainier Avenue Radio World. And after we got done, I guess he was like, man, that was good, man. That was cool. You should think about bringing the show to Rainier Avenue Radio. And I was like, okay, like, let me give you about 48 hours. I'm going to pray on it, and then I'll give you an answer. So here we are, 33 shows into it. But that's what really made me do it, is because I wanted to figure out some kind of way to bring the fans and the musicians together so they didn't miss each other.
Awesome. Now, how has this show impacted you and others?
Whoa. Well, I mean, look, you got Patrick Kearns all the way from the UK, debuting this song all the way in Seattle, Washington, on R Live Jam Session Presents. So that's awesome. And And then I've had authors on here. I've had entrepreneurs on here. I had a NASA Troutman, who I'm going to have back. I call that the blessing. That was just awesome. And she is actually Indy Iree's executive director. You know what I mean? So I've had some people on here, and it's due to, I'm going to go ahead and give you another shout out, due to Sonia, her research and her ability to just, get people to like her enough to say, okay, I'll try it once. And then they want to do it again. So, and it's actually really impacted me because I wake up every single day and I just ask God to let me be a blessing. Bring whoever you need to bring to my in my direction, and then show me what I need to do, and I'm with it. So this platform has been awesome for me because it's allowed me to be that blessing to musicians, to entrepreneurs, to whoever, you know what I'm saying? So that's how it's impacted as far as I'm concerned. Before you go, I gotta
Now
answer
you
this question.
also created Baby Girl Promotions and BGP Productions too.
Yeah. Baby Girl Promotions was created in 2008, and it was just from a thought. At that time, the person that I was spending time with said, I've always wanted to promote some shows and whatnot. I said, okay, well then let's do it. And I used to call her Baby Girl. And so since she came up with saying that she wanted to do it, I just named it Baby Girl Promotions, not Productions, because everybody else was Productions. So anyway, our first ever event was a Hades benefit concert. It was when Hades had the tsunami. And so we did that at the, what was the name of it? Out there in North Seattle. I forget the name of it. Anyways, we did that there, and it was a huge success. I had every musician probably in Washington there. I had Lady A there. I had Josephine Howe. Goodie Bag was there. Ancient Robots was there. Who else was there? I even had Jim Washburn, and Jim is the pianist that plays up at the Daniel's Broiler in Bellevue. But the beautiful thing is that we raised quite a bit of money for the benefit, and that was really cool. I just wish that this is another story, but I wish I had a direct line to get it to who was supposed to receive that money, but I went through a third party, but I did my part. So we did our part, excuse me. But yeah, so that's how Baby Girl Promotions came about. And then BGP Productions is because Baby Girl Promotions was no more. And so I had to figure something out. And so, you know me, it's going to be real simple. So BGP Productions that came about. I said, I'll just break it down. So make it easier. And that's how that works.
Now, what are some words of wisdom that you have for others out there who listen to you share your story right now?
Only be afraid of being afraid. The only thing you can't do is what you don't want to do, because if you don't want to do it, then you're definitely not gonna. It's never going to manifest itself. You're never too old. It's never too late. As long as you still got breath in your lungs, you can accomplish whatever you want to accomplish. The gift that you're given, I'm speaking to musicians and singers and everything right now. The gift that you were given was given to you to share. It wasn't given to you to just hold on to and not share with the masses. And just let's get out of this selfish behavior, this attitude as far as musicians, man. I think that if all the musicians came together in Seattle alone, it would just put Seattle so huge on the map, because there's a lot of talent here, but there's a lot of talent here that knows that they're talented And that's as far as they're going to go, because all they're going to know is what they know instead of opening the door to learn a little bit more, or at least be a blessing to, some that are, unfortunate. And another thing I despise is we waited all of 2020 to get back on stage. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense to go backwards. And what I mean by backwards, as far as musicians, if you were getting paid $300 before COVID, don't go back, because it's not about the money, but at the same time, your talent and your instrument and your gas and your food and all this, it warrants you going ahead and getting that raise. If you're working for $3, don't work for $3 now, because they have the money to pay you. But if you don't ask for it, then they're going to give you what they want to give you. And it's not saying to be greedy and be like, oh man, I don't work for nothing but $2,000. That's not what I'm saying. Be mindful, but also make sure your talent's not being pimped. That's all I got to say on that.
All right. So I have another question for you. Okay. And that is, if you could collaborate with 5 artists, who would they be?
Wow. Are we talking singers, rappers? What are we talking? Because that is
artists. Give me 5 names.
Man, now I know how it feels when I put cats on the spot. For real. Stevie Wonder for one, honestly, just because Stevie Wonder. Music Soul Child, because I just really like how unique he is.
Okay.
I would love the opportunity to sing with India.Arie, and that's 3, right? Yeah, I'm gonna probably have to go to 15. But who else, man? Who else? You know what? I would love to do a song with Robert Glasper, because he is just sick. And now I'm gonna pick a rapper. Let me see. Who would I love to do a rap with? There'd probably be a couple of them. J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar. I would even not mind doing something with Chance the Rapper. And if I was to go old school, man, Rakim.
Okay.
For real. Just, yeah.
What kind of project would it be?
Really? Seriously?
Yeah, really.
Obviously, if it's rappers, it would be I would be on the hook if it's rappers. But if I was singing with Stevie, it would just be whatever Stevie said do. That would be the first time in my life that I would just do what anybody, hey, do this, man. Just I would do it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. It wouldn't even matter. With Music Soul Child, I think it would take a lot of time, because I would have to really dig deep into my own vocabulary and to my own personal matters, and I would have to become a poet to write with him, and that would be exciting. Who else did I say? I don't recall. Who else did I say?
India.Arie earlier.
Oh, India. I would actually do a song with India. It would be about love. It would be about just something just totally about love and sensuality and peace. It would just be worldly. And that would just be bananas. Who else did I say?
Wow.
Yeah. Who else?
Okay. Well, I mean, you mentioned your rappers, but since we're on the subject of singing and everything, and you have such a nice God-given talent with that voice of yours, why don't you go ahead and bless the people with a little something?
Here we go. Well, before I do that, Ivy Front Seeker, E. Bentley said, "I'm old school. How was it singing at the national anthem before the stadium crowd?"
Oh,
That
wow.
was bananas. I sang the national anthem at the last Sonics game, and that was bananas. And I sang it before that. I think I sang it like 3 times, and I sang it for the Storm a couple times. I even sang for the Sounders. But the most times I sang the national anthem was for the Monster Truck Show. And I did that for like 4 years. At that time, singing the national anthem obviously was like epic, you know what I'm saying? Because you're just like, there's no music. It's a cappella. And you talk about nerves? You talk about nerves? I was in the back of the green room rehearsing and whatnot, but I never could rehearse loud. I don't know why, but anyway, but when I got that microphone and I could hear myself clear, and it was like every single note was calculated. And what I knew not to do was to sing the national anthem or perform the national anthem, but to just sing it. And I think that's what got me over, because, you know, it was sort of sacred as far as America is concerned, but now it's totally different. But yeah, that was incredible at that time. You know, it was cool. Thanks for asking.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, have you thought about a song to sing to us now?
You know what? I'm gonna sing something by Mr. Stevie Wonder, and I think it's I'd sing a little bit because I got some more folk I want to get on here. So let's see.
Okay.
Good morning or evening, friends. Here's your friendly announcement. I have serious news to pass on to everybody. What I'm about to say could meet the world's disaster, could change your joy and laughter to tears and pain. Love's in need of love today, yeah. Don't delay, send yours in right away. Oh, don't you know hate going round, breaking many hearts? Stop it, please, before it goes too far. Oh, yeah. Love's in need of love today. That's it.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
Thank you. So, hey, hopefully you got all your questions out there.
I did, and thank you for letting me ask you the questions today. I appreciate it, and staying behind the scenes like I usually do.
Yeah, I really do appreciate you doing this, seriously. And hopefully those questions that got answered that were on people's minds. It's really been an honor to host this show and be able to put people on, and which is a nice segue. We have another artist from Texas. I believe she's from Texas, and she goes by Venus, but she doesn't spell it like Venus. It's V3NUS. And so we're gonna bring her on right now. Hey, Venus, you there?
Hi, how are you?
How are you doing, love?
I'm doing good. We're doing driver's ed training right now with my daughter, so that's why I'm in the back seat.
Okay. Well, look, go ahead and let the people know what they're about to hear, and we thank you for blessing us with this track. I really like it.
Well, I thank you for having me on. It's been a pleasure listening and getting to know more about you today. My name is Venus. I'm a soul artist from Fort Worth, Texas, as stated. This track you're about to hear is called Coffee. I also have a single called Next Body that drops this Friday. But Coffee is unreleased, and you're getting in the exclusive right here. So I hope you enjoy it.
They're definitely going to do that.
Never wanna fight like we did last night. Said some things that we shouldn't say. Use some words that we both know aren't right. Now we're so ashamed. Felt like pins and needles when we laid in bed. Back to back, not a single word was said. Oh, well, baby, I'm sorry. Bring me that strong black coffee. Hot 'cause my body is calling. Rise like the sun in the morning. Love is a blessing and a curse at times. In a war of give and take. Feels like we've done this dance only 1,000 times. Is loving you my mistake? I'll just hold on to the good thoughts I can find. I'm more than ready to leave all this mess behind us. Well, baby, I'm sorry. Bring me that strong black coffee. Hot 'cause my body is calling. Rise like the sun in the morning. Baby, kiss me, touch me, bring me that coffee. Waiting for you to come home. I didn't mean it, don't worry. Baby, I'm sorry. Bring me that strong black coffee. Hot 'cause my body is calling. Rise like the sun in the morning. Oh, baby, I'm sorry. Baby, I'm sorry. Baby, I'm sorry. Bring me that strong black.
Beautiful voice, huh? See, there's a lot of talented folks out there, and I want to help you guys get out there, man. Let's see what the comments are saying. Banjert, from Venus. She said she loves some Patrick Kearns. Simona said facts. Simona I also said beautiful song. This was cool. I never thought that I'd be having a conversation about me on my show, but I guess it was necessary. I got one more. I had her on her video on, I think it was a couple weeks back, is Joy from Zimbabwe. So I want you guys to check out Joy. She's not here to introduce, but she will be next week. All right. R Live Jamm Session, Thatguy Rcurtis. Check out Joy.
I wanna love you like the birds love the sunrise. I wanna love you like my heart's never been hurt. I wanna love you like the birds love the sunrise. I wanna love you like there's no end. Where do you want us to take this? No, don't, please, don't waste this. Bluebird, baby, you can bring me up. Sound kisses, baby, I will let you up. I'm a moving target, I know you miss me. Too many my trips, I'm feeling dizzy. Long pills in my